A student has taken 4 tests and has earned grades of 87%, 85%, 97%, and 85%. If all 3 tests count the same, what grade must the student earn on the final test so that her course average is a B? That is, her average is at least 80% and less than 90%. So we basically want our grade to be between 80% and 90%. Well, 80%, and we want it 80% her grade to be between, so we have the inequalities go the same way. We say or equal for the 80%, because 80% would be a B. We say less than 90%, because 90% would be the A. So how do we find her grade? We take her 4 test grades she's already gotten, plus that unknown grade that we're looking for, and divide by 5. That's how we find the average. So we'll fill that in for grade over here, 80, and less than 90. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is add all of these numbers together. So I have 80 less than or equal to 354 plus x over 5 is less than 90. Now I'll multiply the entire thing by 5. Remembering I have to do it on all 3 sides. So there's part 1, part 2. When I divide, my 5 will cancel out, and times 90 will be 450. Now I have to subtract the 354 from all 3 parts. So I'll end up with 46 less than or equal to x less than 96. So she needs to score between from 46%, that'll get her a minimum B, to 96% to have her B, to have the B. If she wants to get to that A range, she needs to get a 90, better than a 96, or 97 or better. The mean expected time y served in prison for a serious crime can be approximated by a function of the mean sentence. Our last one, the mean expected time y served in a sentence for a serious crime be approximated by a function of the mean sentence length. So this is the length of the sentence, which is y equals 0.55 times x minus 2.886, where x and y are measured in months. What they're saying is usually somebody doesn't serve the full time they're sentenced to, time off for good behavior. According to this model, how many months should a judge sentence a convicted criminal so that the criminal will serve between 32 and 85 months? Well, we want the sentence to be between 32 and 85 months. So that'll be between those two. Let's fill in y in between those. And we can solve it by adding the 2.886 to both sides. That'll give me 34.886 less than 0.55x less than, adding 2.86 to each side, I'll get 87.886. Then I'll need to divide by the 0.55. I'll end up with 63.42909. less than x less than 159.7927273. So the sentence needs to, the sentence length needs to be from 64, rounding this up, rounding it up because we're not going to round it down, to 160 months to have someone actually serve between 32 and 85 months.